Welcome to Superstitions, Traditions, and Definitions. I'm Kristen.
And I'm Carol.
And today is Superstitions.
Very exciting.
I know.
What's up? What are we doing? What are we superstitioning about today?
Ghosts.
No.
Scary ghosts.
That time, you see, look, I have the killer cat on my shirt today.
Why is the kitty killing people?
Because that's what cats do.
They don't.
They do. They hate everybody.
They might hate people, but they don't kill them.
I bet they do when you're not looking. Just saying, okay, let's ghost it up.
All right, I mean, there's a possibility. Maybe my cat has bodies in the basement or
I'm
something.
sure your cat does.
Probably. All right. Well.
Let's hear it.
Okay.
Spooky haunted shit.
So, like everything else, ghosts have been around since the beginning of time. As long as there have been people, there have been ghosts.
Dead people.
I mean, I guess somebody had to die first.
Yes.
But eventually.
Yeah.
Eventually there were ghosts.
Yes.
Most of the ancients, they believed in ghosts.
Why?
Well, because the afterlife was like central to their belief system.
Okay.
And sometimes you jack that up. And you have to come back.
I suppose so. Okay. Why did they start to think that there could the things that go bump in the night were a scary dead guy?
I mean, there were other things too.
Like?
We've talked about lots. They're gods and, you know.
The orgy gods.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember.
There are lots of bump in the night things. It's not just the ghosts that go bump in the night.
I think it's just the ghosts.
Majority of the ancient cultures believed ghosts came back for a specific reason. So they weren't going bump in the night. They were going, y'all jacked up or I jacked up.
Making ghosty noises. Scary ghost noises. Shaking their chains.
We'll get to chains.
Okay. Exciting.
So the Greeks, they were fairly certain once you passed and your soul made it to the afterlife, it was virtually impossible for your soul to come back. It happened rarely on occasion, but you died, you go meet Sharon at the river Styx, and they put the coin in your mouth to pay, and the higher the value, the better seat you got on the ferry.
Because when you're dead, that matters.
It does, I guess.
So they say.
Right. And you ferry across the river, and then you drink the water that makes you forget everything from life. And then at that point, what do you have to come back to? You don't remember nothing.
So why would you want to come back?
Exactly. You don't even know that you want to come back because you don't know what was there.
Okay.
It's like the Men in Black little.
Yeah.
Only theirs was a drink.
Thing.
So, but they did have a god of ghosts named
the god of ghosts.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
This god was in charge of how you made venerations to ghosts.
Okay.
So he wasn't like really God in the ghosts. He was God in the people, and anyway. So
okay.
But they weren't supposed to come back. The ones that did on occasion, and you made offerings or whatever to them to make them behave and go back to the afterlife and remind them to drink that water so they forget about you.
That's a lot.
It was really rare that it happens.
Okay.
For the Greeks. It was rare for the ancient Greeks for that to happen. Now, the Romans, who, kind of pretty much stole everything from the Greeks.
Sure.
They really liked the idea.
Okay.
Apparently, and so they wanted to be haunted. There were even plays. My favorite one that I read.
Why did they want to be haunted exactly? I think it's lucky.
I think it's just for the connection.
Oh, okay.
When you lose a loved one, you want
them to.
You want to feel like they can come back. You don't
want to be haunted just in general.
No,
you want a specific haunting.
You do.
Okay.
There were plays about ghosts. There were people coming back to say hey.
Okay.
But in their belief,
Yes.
if it was a family member coming back to say hey or just to visit for comfort or whatever
Tell
reason,
you where grandma hid the will.
tell you where grandma, they would come in a dream. They weren't an actual ghost.
Oh,
It
well,
was
good.
an
That's
apparition
better.
in your dream. They did believe, though, that if you did not receive a proper burial said over your carcass,
Carcass. Remains.
remains, your soul would wander and not know how to make it to right there. I think you ended up at the tree of life in Roman belief, or maybe that was Egyptian. I don't
So
remember.
where do you roam? Just everywhere?
I mean,
Anywhere? Do
pretty
you haunt the person that killed you?
no.
That would be nice.
Um,
If that could be the way of it.
that would be fun, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, I would prefer not to be killed, but
Well, yeah, but I mean, that could be
and
a
if I'm
deterrent.
going to come back and haunt somebody, I don't want to have to be stuck haunting the person that
No, but you
obviously
do.
did not like me in
But
life.
you do. You want to make their life miserable. You killed me.
That sounds
This
like
is what you
whole.
get.
That requires a lot of energy, and I don't.
Well, you're dead and you're a ghost, so you have all the energy. You have the energy of the universe.
I have the energy, but I would like to use it for good and not evil.
Well, I mean, you don't have to like haunt them 24 hours a day. I mean, you can go from 9 to 11, something like that.
As long as I can go like whisper to influential people my
course.
ideas to make the world
Of course,
better. Which,
yes, I think that you should do that too.
while
But I
they're sleeping.
definitely think it could be a deterrent for murder.
It could be.
Mm-hmm.
It could be.
If you kill somebody, then their ghost gets to haunt you.
I mean, just know if you kill me, I'm not coming back to haunt you because I don't
I
want
mean,
to.
don't tell people that. What if somebody wants to kill you now?
I mean, I'm sure there are people that want to.
Maybe. Now you just made it easy. Tell them you're going to haunt them. Take it back.
I'm not going to haunt them. I have 3 children.
That you're going to haunt?
No, that
Why
are
would you
going
do
to
that?
take care of them. That is going to be far worse
Well, I mean,
than me haunting them.
you could be part of it. Don't be so difficult. This much.
This
Getting
much?
back at them.
Whatever.
Come on.
I'm not really a vengeful kind of
Well,
person.
no, but dead you might be.
I hope dead me just gets to play around in a field of lavender all the time.
I just hope dead me gets some
And
rest.
kiss the noses of cute little raccoons and mountain
No.
lions. A bear.
That's going to be how you eat it, isn't it?
I mean, we
You tried
already
to-
established.
You tried to kiss a bear.
Either that or I'm going to fall off a cliff trying to touch a cloud. Feel like that
You
is
know,
a
when it's
possibility.
foggy outside, that's cloud-like. Go outside and play.
I do.
Okay.
It's not the same.
It is.
They're
It is
not as big
exactly-
and fluffy.
Yes, they are. Yep.
No, I mean,
I
I'm
promise.
probably going to get eaten by a bear.
Probably going to get
Trying
eaten
to
by
kiss
a bear.
its nose.
And then you're not going to have the proper rights, so you're going to haunt the woods.
They also believed so Romans believed
Mm-hmm.
that if their deaths were not of natural causes, that their spirit could come back.
What do you consider not natural?
If they are murdered, if they're drowned, what were some other things? If they needed to be avenged or for justice to be served.
That
Or-
sounds fun. Avenge is a good word.
I mean, you were Roman, I guess.
Me?
I was Greek.
In another life.
In another life, I was Greek and just like, you're dead, you drink that water and don't come back.
Do it. Stay on your side.
But you were all about like coming back and avenging and justice.
Well, you should be too.
Okay, well, I'll consider.
Okay. I mean, just you don't have to spend all your ghosty time doing it. Just enough to freak somebody out. And then you can leave, and then they're still looking for you
All right.
around every corner. So, yeah. Especially if somebody killed you. Now, I mean, they really should pay for that.
Or they could just be good people and not kill others.
Well, yeah, I mean, yes, that's always the dream.
I just think that would work better for everybody if we could all just be good people.
You think that's going to happen? It'd be nice.
That's what Ghost Me would accomplish. Rather than avenging.
I'm going to have to kill you then so you can go take care of all the things and make everybody good. Okay, I'm sorry, but you've got a good plan there.
Yeah, can you give me a little bit of time?
No.
Should I?
We need goodness now.
All right. Well. All right.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying, you have convinced me.
Okay.
Have I convinced you to take a little bit of vengeance?
No.
Dude, what the fuck's wrong with you?
Told you I would think about it. I
You
haven't
didn't
had time.
think about it.
I haven't had time.
You're not going to think about it.
I haven't had time.
You're not going to think about
I
it.
might.
No, you're not.
I don't sleep much. I'll have plenty of
Dirty
time.
liar. I know better. Just say it. Just say it.
Roman ghosts.
Mm-hmm.
See, here's the other problem with the Roman ghosts.
Change that
but
subject.
no, listen.
Change
so
it. Keep going.
You only have a small window of time to avenge
Okay.
because you can only appear in the nighttime,
I can work with this.
and you can only appear in the nighttime if a torch is lit. Because
Well,
if there's
back
no
in
torch,
the days before electricity, you know what they had? Torches.
right?
Ah.
But if there was no light source,
Mm-hmm.
you would not be seen. Nobody would know you were there.
You know what I'd do? You knock stuff off the counter.
You don't get to do that
I bet
in the
I
Roman
do.
culture.
I bet I do.
No, they don't
You
do
watch
that.
me. I'll pick up a stick.
They were smoky beings.
What?
Smoky beings.
Beings.
Yeah.
I thought you said beans.
They were not beans.
Why would they be smoky beans? What
No
the hell
beans.
does that mean? Okay, beings.
And they
Like
would,
human beings, they became smoky beings.
yes. And they would show their
Nice.
wounds from death.
Ooh. What, they were poisoned?
They would
They're
show
not
the
gonna-
foaming of the mouth and the blood out their nose.
Okay. Is that what happens when you get poisoned?
I have no idea. Some, yes.
Okay.
I mean,
Alright.
there are various ways of poisoning
But if
people.
somebody
but
stabbed you in the neck, you'd have to go, oh, here, look.
it's like, look at my, your neck is going to be hanging in your ghostly form.
Well, here's my scar.
That is your scar.
That is my scar.
Yeah,
Saved my life.
it did.
Mm-hmm.
They,
Not getting my throat cut. I mean, it was surgical. It wasn't like a brawl.
that's not a bar scar.
No, it's not.
Darn.
I know. Those
It's a better
those
story.
Those are in here.
Oh, okay.
The bar stories.
All right.
Okay. Anyway.
Plautus was a playwright. He wrote a play called Mostellaria.
Oh, okay.
Mostellaria. It was a comedy.
About dead people?
About, well, yeah,
Yeah.
essentially, yes, but there was actually no dead people. A man went out of town and left his son at home, and the son...
How old was the son?
It didn't ever
Okay, because
say.
you know that could be neglect.
No, it was an older son.
Old enough to be home by himself.
Old enough to be home by himself and throw a big party.
Oh, they do that?
Yeah.
I never did that.
I never did that either.
I'd go to parties, but I didn't throw a party at my house. I thought, shit gets busted and my dad will beat me to death. You know.
Well, so essentially that's what happens. And
His dad beats him to death?
No.
Oh.
Shit got busted.
Okay.
And he didn't want his dad to know. So it was common in Roman culture, the ghost would appear around the place their body was,
Mm-hmm.
like hidden or whatever.
Okay.
So he convinces his dad that while he was away, a ghost came to him. He meets him outside, won't let him
Okay.
in the house, and convinces his dad that while he was away, a ghost had come to him, was murdered in the house, and is buried in the basement. So they cannot enter the house, which the dad believes and doesn't enter the house
Ever again?
ever again.
So he got away with having his party.
He did.
Nice.
Yeah, they just
Okay,
walked
so they
away.
just left all their crap in
Pretty
the
much,
house
yeah.
and started over someplace?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. One for gullible dad.
A one for gullible dad.
There we go.
And then Pliny the Younger.
You love
I
Pliny
love
the Younger.
Pliny. I love the elder Pliny also.
Are you sure? I don't hear much about Pliny the Elder.
I know, but yeah,
I think you're playing favorites here.
I'm playing favorites. I
Mhm.
am.
Just say it.
He wrote a man who bought a haunted house because he understood hauntings were simply being that needed vengeance or justice.
Oh.
So there was this house in this town that nobody would buy. It was for sale because it was haunted. He bought it.
Did he then become haunted?
He solved the murder.
Ooh.
Somebody was murdered on the property and buried in the courtyard, and came to him in the night times and led him out to where he was buried and disappeared. And so he had the magistrate or whatever their
Local constable, cop
right
person,
whatever they called them, come and they dug it up. They found the body. They gave the body a proper burial with the rites. And
was
whatever.
he able to tell who killed him?
I don't know that.
That would have been cool.
I don't think they were so much.
They could go around solving crimes.
Yeah, they would solve the crimes.
That would have been really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's still very interesting.
It is.
But
after he got a proper burial, then the house was no longer haunted, and he got a cool house.
Probably for a
deal. And
Ta-da.
Helped a man in the afterlife.
What a good guy.
I mean, it was win-win all the way around.
All the way around.
I love a good win-win.
Yes, except for the person that buried the dude in the courtyard. He probably wanted him to stay buried.
I'm sure justice was served.
I don't know.
I mean, he probably felt like he lost there, but he should have. He killed a man.
Yes, maybe it was self-defense.
Maybe make better decisions.
Maybe don't kill people.
That would be good.
What if they were in a fair fight?
Like a duel or something?
Could
if
be.
that were the case, he wouldn't have had to hide the body.
Well, maybe he didn't think people would believe him.
Don't be a bad person.
Well, are you the bad person because you won the duel?
If you're a bad person, if you know people aren't going to believe your story.
What if there were no witnesses to the duel? I mean, we got all kinds of places we can go with this.
I mean, I'm just saying, if you had a good reputation and you said, hey, we got into this fight, it was self-defense, you might have to go to trial, but...
Everybody's got somebody who doesn't like them.
Well, yeah.
You could cause some trouble there.
You could, but...
Okay, I'm just wishing it had been solved.
But, I mean, you would have your character witnesses saying, hey, they're good people.
Maybe they didn't allow such a thing back in the day.
Character witnesses. Perhaps.
Maybe not.
Perhaps
Maybe you just had to go on the evidence.
Maybe you did.
I'm just saying. So he got a house for a deal and helped people out, helped the dead guy. Sweet.
I know, it was a good day.
Yeah.
And Pliny the Younger, he is not the person that did this, but he wrote the story about it.
Ah, I wonder if it's based on any truth.
Historical facts. Because they loved facts.
Yeah.
Science. And
And Pliny was just had his little fingers in everything.
He did. More than likely, you aren't going to come back after you die because you're not going to want to.
Probably true.
Whenever you died in ancient Egypt, you went to judgment.
After they ripped out your brains and your heart and all of that. So
yeah, the heart was necessary.
To live.
For judgment.
Okay. Is this with the scale?
Yes.
Okay.
So they measure your hearts on a scale with the feather of truth. If your heart is lighter than the feather of truth, you were a good person and you got to go on to the field of reeds.
The field of reeds, why? Does it need mowed?
Probably.
Do you just get to go hang out
with
other people?
You just get to go hang out.
Well, is there anything to do there?
Just a minute. I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
But first I got to tell you what happens.
Okay.
First, I got to tell you what happens if you are not a good person and your heart is heavier.
Spill.
They take your heart and they throw it out. And the monster, Amut, comes and eats it. And then you cease to exist. Your spirit is gone.
So
there's nothing left to come back.
Dissipated energy.
Yep.
I don't think that works. I think energy is always energy.
Well, we already know that because you're Roman. We already established that.
Yes, of course. Okay. Yep. Okay.
So the field of reeds, the afterlife, it mirrored your life now.
I see.
So whenever you died, you went back to all of your favorite things.
Oh.
That you had in the physical life. Your home, your friends, your cats. And the ghost didn't want to because now They have everything they had and loved in life in a perfect...
Is right there
Yeah,
in your little mansion in heaven.
exactly. However, if you did not receive the proper rites during burial, and you have to keep in mind Egyptian burial and the whole process of mummification and everything took months.
Yeah, sure.
So
did you just,
I'm
your
thinking,
little spirit just hang out while they're taking care of business?
pretty much, yeah, you just wait.
Okay.
I mean, if it were me, I would be standing over him saying, you didn't do that right.
Come on, do it right.
I want...
If you don't do it right, I'm going to pay for it.
I want my happy life in the
Right.
perfect world, not here. Come on now.
Yep. Get back to it. It is not coffee break time.
Right.
That's
so,
what it is.
Or
Mm,
if
yes.
one of your family members wronged you right before your death or shortly after, then you got to come back.
Oh. Did you get to come back and make their life hard?
No, you got to come back to give them an opportunity to justify their actions.
What if they couldn't?
Then you went before the priest and there was a trial between the living and the dead.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, the priest would hold like a special court kind of thing, essentially.
No shit.
Uh-huh.
Sweet.
To give the living the opportunity to justify I don't know, marrying somebody too soon or something. I don't know.
Stealing from you.
Yeah.
Treating you bad all your life.
Taking that funny carcass thingy they buried you with out. What was it? A scarab beetle? What was it called? Scarab.
Yeah.
Yeah, a scarab beetle or whatever. The
Just
butterfly.
Just a scarab.
Yeah. You took that out of the grave. So then, you had to justify that. The living did.
Mm-hmm. You just had to hang out.
Yep.
And hope that the priest saw it your way.
Yeah.
Well,
I
would you
guess.
not? I mean, your outcome is not absolute and decided. There's variables in there.
There are variables in there.
Maybe they took your scarab because you stole their wife. Maybe you weren't such a good person before you croaked.
That's a possibility.
There you go. Always.
And I
something.
guess that would justify.
Taking out the scarab.
Uh-huh. They stole my mama's scarab, so I stole theirs.
Ha 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 ha.
It's eye for eye.
Yep.
I mean, they liked that in Egypt too.
That's very Old Testament. They do like that.
However, if you received a proper burial and you were remembered,
Remembered fondly or just remembered?
celebrated,
Oh.
the dead would act as a spirit guide
And
for you, guiding and aiding the living.
okay.
They did good things for you.
Okay.
Mesopotamians,
Mm-hmm.
which was like Babylonians,
Yeah.
Assyrians,
Way back.
way back when.
Old-timey stuff.
Yes. They believed the dead could return to right a wrong
Okay.
or to complete something unfinished.
I thought you were going to say write a letter.
I don't think they got to write,
They got
unless
a-
that
they
was
got a
part
right-
of writing the wrong, maybe writing a, I'm sorry, letter.
Oh. So writing their own wrong.
Yes.
Oh, I thought maybe they got to come back and write the wrong that was directed toward them.
No.
Oh.
They got to come back to right their own wrong or
Okay.
to complete an unfinished task.
I see.
I-
Do they have to come back and finish dishes or laundry?
That's what I'm thinking.
I don't want that.
So I'm going to make sure my dishes are done,
No, you're
all
not.
of them, every night before I go to bed, because
You're
I
not.
don't want to have to come back and finish them.
You're full of it.
That's why I'm not a Babylonian. I like being a Greek so far.
Make sure your kids get all the dishes done.
Sometimes they do.
Sometimes.
Hmm.
Okay.
They also believed that in death, your
Mhm.
spirit retained your personality and all of your memories.
Fabulous.
Yeah, so while we came back to do the dishes, we got to talk magic.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of dysfunction that created this personality. I don't want to
Exactly,
lose
and we
it.
get to keep it.
Good.
We get to keep all of the dysfunction. How fun is that?
It's beauty. What a good system.
And
Oh, and there's more?
Yeah, any living person that saw you, that saw dead you, ghost you, would become violently physically ill.
Ooh. Well, then I'd have to make sure that I went and appeared to several people. Get over there and start throwing up.
Headaches and
Vomit.
vomits. Yeah, there was a list of ailments.
Interesting.
Mesopotamian ailments that were
No,
caused.
I don't want that directed at me, but I'd sure like to, I don't want to be over in the corner throwing up. It's no fun.
There were illnesses that were specifically attributed to seeing the dead.
Gotcha.
Like, oh, you have a headache today. You saw a dead person last night.
Is that where it all came from?
That's where it all came from.
Okay.
The Chinese.
What about the Chinese?
The Chinese believed a loved one imparting wisdom would only appear in a dream. Okay. So if you saw a ghost, it wasn't a comfort thing. If you saw them, like, while you're awake, you could only see the ghosts of your dead loved ones would visit you, but only in a dream, and it was only to impart wisdom or to help guide you through a crisis or a tragedy or something like that.
Gotcha.
If someone drowned, died in battle, died alone, or were left unburied, they would appear only in torchlights.
That's a lot of criteria.
The gist of it was not receiving a proper burial.
Which is kind of unfair because, if somebody took you out and killed you and left you in the woods, no proper burial.
Right.
There's nothing you can do about that. So maybe dead you could have been cut a little bit of slack. Completely not in your power.
They had ghost festivals that were held on the 15th day of the 7th month, where gifts were left out to honor the dead loved ones and to keep them in their own realm.
What kind of gifts did you get?
I don't know what you gave dead people.
Well, whiskey, pepperoni, who knows?
I'm sure they love whiskey and pepperoni.
Why not? Flowers.
Probably
toothpicks
flowers.
for the pepperoni, maybe. I don't know.
No.
But you're dead. What would you do with pepperoni and whiskey?
Share it with your living friends.
Then your living friends could just go get their own. Because
I mean,
they're living.
That's probably
But
what
still
happened.
in a dead girl's
they just
pepperoni and whiskey.
They wanted a reason to have whiskey and pepperoni, so they made this day.
Oh, well, okay. You could have just said that. No, I don't need an excuse. Just yeah, let's have whiskey and pepperoni. Dude, I'm there.
And there were also hungry ghosts. And those were
Did they eat the pepperoni?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. That's why
hungry ghosts.
Yes, that's why you had to have this day, because there were hungry ghosts roaming whose families had forgotten them.
Oh, no.
And if you were forgotten in
Or maybe you just didn't have any family. Maybe you were the last member.
And maybe that's it.
So then nobody brought you whiskey.
Nobody is remembering you on Earth.
How sad.
So you have to come back, but you act more like a poltergeist than just a ghost.
Knocking stuff off counters and
terrifying people and
shaking the curtains. Okay.
Yep.
There. It could be a poltergeist for a little while.
I don't want to. I don't want that.
There's nothing fun here, is there?
You get I have a lot of fun here.
You get the opportunity to be a poltergeist and break stuff and cause earthquakes, and you're like, no, I'm gonna pass.
Why would I want to cause earthquakes?
Because you're not here to
But other people are.
That's okay.
Okay.
We've put up with earthquakes here, have we not?
We have.
That's probably what it is.
Maybe it is.
Ghosty somebody coming back.
That's a possibility.
Rattling chains and, shaking trees.
True that. India.
Yes.
They were interesting.
I'm certain.
So India believed that if you died...
All of India?
Yeah.
Okay.
All of them.
All of them? Mm-hmm. That's 1 billion people.
Yep.
They all believe the same thing?
Exactly.
I just wanted to make sure. Mm-hmm. Okay. Carry on. Let me
Um,
hear it.
they believed you were allowed an allotted amount of time on Earth.
After you die.
No,
Oh, as you live.
as a living person, you had an expiration date.
Okay.
If something happened to you and you died before you were supposed to,
Oh.
you 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 came back.
Right.
You and you got to stay here until your allotted time, and you looked like a human except your feet were on backwards.
Why would your feet be on backwards? What in the hell is that about? How the hell are they going to walk? They don't get to use those toes for balance? I mean, come on.
They were often angry.
I would be too.
These were called boots.
No, they weren't.
Okay. Well,
I mean, maybe they were. Why would they be called boots? Because you can't wear boots
I don't know, but
unless
they
you put
could
them on backwards.
they could reanimate their corpse or take over the body of a living person.
I would just want my feet to be put on the right way. I don't need to take over somebody.
The feet would be backwards on whatever you took over.
Mm-mm.
That's how you would know. That's how the living would know that they aren't really a living person.
Well, I could tell by the funny walk with your heels out in front.
Yeah.
That's just messed up.
Believed a woman who died during childbirth was extra dangerous.
Oh, I would be.
And
Yeah, I get
she
that.
would come back and stand at an intersection. And if a woman passed by, she would take over the woman's body and children
Oh.
and torment the woman.
Oh.
And if it was a man,
Why would you do that? That lady didn't do anything to you.
but they want children, so they have to get rid of the woman so they could raise the children.
So then that woman then becomes a
Probably.
ghost and then takes over some
But
other
wouldn't,
woman.
if it wasn't during childbirth, wouldn't be this
Well, there's
vicious,
there's probably another variation of it.
probably.
You know,
The
where she
boots.
can. Yeah, okay.
Um,
So then what?
if it was a man,
Yes. Who died in childbirth?
no,
Okay.
that walked past the
With
woman.
the feet on backwards.
No,
Oh, he's just walking.
he's
not dead yet.
right.
Okay.
A living man walks past the ghost of the woman who died in childbirth. She would seduce him, torture him, and kill him.
Like a praying mantis.
Basically,
Okay. Did she eat his head?
probably.
Okay.
These were called churels.
Turrells.
Churels.
Oh, churrels with a CH, not with a T.
And I'm probably not saying it right because I don't know this language and I am using my phonics skills.
Okay, nope, just saying it how it looks.
Yes.
Okay, that's what we do.
Uh-huh.
Marvelous.
Once they made it to their allotted time, they would return to the flow of reincarnation.
Okay.
And then they would get to move on to the afterlife.
Well, that's nice.
After
They tortured and
stole
took
children.
over and drove people crazy.
And then that.
Do you think they earned heaven after all that? I don't
Well,
think
they
so.
didn't get heaven. They were reincarnated. They don't go to heaven.
Well,
They come back. Sometimes as a cow.
well, yes. As the
You have to be extra
don't
good.
kill the cows. They're sacred.
They are.
Mm-hmm.
Mesoamerican.
Yes.
The Mayans believed it was rare to see a ghost because it was nearly impossible to escape the afterlife.
Would anybody want to escape the afterlife, I ask?
I doubt.
Okay.
If it happens, these were bad people, bad things. The soul was not nice.
Right.
And needed to be warded off with charms or a priest.
Oh.
Or shaman or whatever they called it.
Whatever your
Yeah.
preference. Gotcha.
They also believed that souls that passed and were not at peace would come back as a plant. Either a good plant or a
I'd want to be a
poisonous
prickly
plant.
Because, I mean, if I'm coming back, I'm going to be prickly about it.
I probably would be too.
Yeah. I just want to go.
Yeah. Aztecs, they believe the ghosts of women who died in childbirth would strike mothers and steal their children. Or,
That's not very sisterly.
that isn't. No, they would abduct the children from their homes at night. Other ghosts were there as omens of doom, and they only brought bad news. So if bad things were coming, you would see a ghost.
Yeah, I mean,
But at that point,
they
I
don't
guess
come telling you you're gonna, inherit money or
right. They don't tell you where grandma's will is. They
Damn it.
come to tell you the Spanish are on their way to wipe out
To inquisite.
your nation.
Okay, gotcha. They're coming to torture you and get all the information from you that you don't have,
Yes.
and look for all the gold.
Yeah.
They're looking for El Dorado, baby.
Mm-hmm. Most of these cultures, they celebrated the Incas, the Mayans, Aztecs, whatever that T one was that I can't remember off the top of my head. They celebrated the death at the corn harvest. So they're the Day of the Dead.
I'm all about the corn harvest, baby.
So we're the dead, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
The Day of the Dead was originally celebrated in like July, August.
Okay.
However, it was moved to November 1st to coincide with Catholic All Saints Day
Yes.
at the Spanish
I was going to say, that's a
conquest.
holy day of obligation.
Yes.
You got to go. Get
And,
yourself to church. Day after Halloween.
Mexican Latino Day of the Dead is now November 1st
Mm-hmm.
because it was changed at the Spanish conquest to coincide with the Catholic All Saints Day.
Okay. 2 birds, 1 stone.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
The Celts also had,
You said it right.
I know,
Ah, yay.
I did good.
Who's a big girl?
Who's a big girl now? They had a day similar to the Day of the Dead,
Mm-hmm.
Which was Samhain,
Okay.
and they believed that the dead could walk among them at this time, which is how we get Halloween.
Oh, okay.
It came from Samhain, and it symbolized summer's end, at the end of summer and the start of the next season. And it would last for several days. The end of October, beginning of November, they would prepare meals for the dead, and just welcome them, celebrate their loved ones who passed, have offerings.
Take a bottle of whiskey.
Uh-huh.
Probably did.
Yeah. However, there were also
Or tequila, I guess, depending upon
their preference.
yeah.
I mean, Jaeger, maybe.
maybe some Jaeger. Ugh. Ugh. Nothing pukes like Jaeger. Anyway.
There were also ghosts roaming that were seeking vengeance, and not just like for their death. Like if you look cross-eyed at a person before they
I
died,
try not to look cross-eyed at people.
Right.
It hurts my eyes.
you cut them off on the highway, they could come back. And during
I'm coming
this
back
time,
for everybody then. I get cut off all the time. I get pulled out in front of. People here are terrible freaking drivers.
and again, that's why I'm not going to be. There's just too much. You just
Well, yeah,
take
but,
it as it is.
But if
and
you're dead and you're a ghost, time is different. It's infinite.
it is.
You have all
But if
the
I have-
opportunity.
There are so many things I want to do in life that I know I'm not going to have time to do. If I have an infinite amount of time to come back, I'm going to spend it doing that stuff and not worry about.
I don't think that's how it works. I don't think you get to go do the things that
I'm
you
gonna
didn't get to do.
see everything I didn't get to see in the real lives, and I am going to kiss every buffalo on the planet
No,
and cuddle every panda
no. They'll kill you
and
too.
feed every raccoon.
Well, that's kind of cute. I like raccoons.
That is my plan for the afterlife.
But you know what? You
I'm
can still
not-
wreak a little havoc.
I don't want to.
We're going to have to talk about this.
Okay. But there were ghosts that did want to wreak some havoc. So during Samhain, they would wear masks.
Like Halloween.
Yes.
Yay.
That is where Halloween came from.
Yes.
Samhain, but yeah.
Yes, I'm having fun with it.
Oh, okay.
You know, you get to wear masks.
Yes.
Like Halloween.
Just like Halloween.
And like, I don't know, Carnival and things like that.
Yes.
But this is more Halloween. We're not
Right.
doing Mardi Gras.
Not today.
No.
That way the mean dead wouldn't recognize you.
Genius.
Mm-hmm.
Wear a costume.
Wear a costume.
And then
Put that
you're-
mask on.
You're immune to all persecution.
Exactly. So then Middle Ages,
Mm-hmm.
because you know
We're fans of the Middle Ages.
we are, and this is the time where we're learning
Yes.
Christianity, and it is spreading.
Yes.
We were fairly certain that any ghost was demonic during the Middle Ages. We decided during the Middle Ages that ghosts were demonic forces and they were to be battled.
Well, it's in the Bible too.
It is.
It's not ghosts, it's demons.
Right.
Yes.
Um,
That's why you don't talk to them.
They did believe that on occasion a soul might return for a specific person, but
I can
most
be on board with that.
of the time they were bad, evil ghosts. But it was really easy to banish a ghost back to, I guess, hell. Because, it's Christianity. So,
Mhm.
so yeah.
Gotcha.
But unless they're Catholic, and then it's purgatory?
No, purgatory is okay. You die and you're not bad enough to go to hell, but you're not good enough to go to heaven.
All you had to do to banish an evil spirit was say the name of Jesus.
There is power in the name,
Mm-hmm.
for sure. I would.
Yeah.
Yes.
They could appear as a mist or a fully formed anything,
Okay.
but they were pale and sad.
Well, I would be too. If I had to run from the name of Jesus, I like the name of Jesus.
I guess so.
Okay. Pale and sad, run away.
I'm thinking if they are evil demons, they're probably very happy they got some power. But
Well, they
Pale
don't. They
and sad.
don't. They don't have power in the face of Jesus.
they don't.
No,
they don't.
They are afraid of him.
They are.
That's why they run.
And they're pale and sad.
Yes,
That's
Well,
how
they-
you know it's not a real person. If it, I could be.
I'm kind of pale.
I'm happy though.
Yeah, me too.
Thank goodness I'm a happy person because I
Right.
would be banished.
Yep. Happy and pale.
They would think I was a demon.
Probably not. I don't know. You're pretty friendly.
I am.
Demons aren't very friendly.
They aren't.
No,
They're not nice.
they lie.
They don't want to be your friend.
They don't.
Mm-mm.
They want to see if they can torment you and destroy you, maybe get you to kill yourselves.
I don't necessarily want to be anybody's friend, but I'm not looking to torment them either.
True enough. True enough. I'm on board.
I have my circle.
Mm-hmm. And it is small.
It is a
Mine is.
very small circle.
Yep.
All right. So
Yes.
this is the Where Ghosts Came From in our
Series.
series.
Awesome.
And next week we're going to talk about where ghost hunting
Ooh.
started.
That's exciting. Don't
that
tell me.
I won't.
Okay.
It's
I have to learn next week with everybody else.
yeah, interesting come about. So, all right, join us next week
Yes. Come
where
back.
we will continue the ghosties.
We love the ghost stories.
Mm-hmm.
Spooky.
Spooky.
Spooks.
Let us know your thoughts.
Please.
Like, subscribe, send us all the comments. We really appreciate it. We read them.
You
We
read
want-
them.
It's me. I read them.
She does. You do.
She loves you.
I do.
I have a fondness.
She does.
Come back.
I do.